Kamala Harris has now been the putative Democratic nominee for 10 days. She has not given an interview. She has not given a press conference. The senior political commander of Hamas was assassinated in one of the most daring such events in world history inside Israel's enemy country during the celebration of the inauguration of that country's president, hours after the killing in Beirut of a Hezbollah leader who was directly responsible for the murder of 241 American Marines in 1983 at the barracks in Beirut, and has been hunted by the United States in some fashion or other for 40 years with a $5 million bounty on his head from the State Department under a 2017 act of Congress that was passed. So I'm happy to talk about Trump at the NAB.
Well, yeah.
It's all great.
Let's step away from the presidential for a minute, and let me ask you this:
Yeah.
What do you we have to see now what the Iranians do, what Hezbollah does, what Hamas does. What do you think the Israelis are anticipating as the reaction?
I think that the Israelis are anticipating that the Iranians are often more bark than they are bite, although of course they did 300 missiles at Israel some time ago, and the Israelis made it clear with a certain type of military strike that they did in response that they possess weaponry that Iran is unable to detect as a second strike maneuver. So if Khamenei, the head of, the Ayatollah, says he has authorized a direct strike on Israel, you got to make sure, I don't know what's going to happen, but Israel didn't do this without a sense of that there might have to be a response to Iran's response. Yes, and this is why I want to get back to the presidential aspect of this, because Kamala Harris is part of this administration, but she's playing Etch-a-Sketch not only with her own positions, but is going to be in a position where she's like, well, this wasn't really me. I was the vice president. I didn't have that much power. I support the administration, but whatever. And we are about to go, we may be in a gigantic shitstorm on this planet, and she's not talking to anybody. I don't know how that is. It's amazing to me. I'm reading people saying Trump, it's so terrible. He went before the NABJ and behaved so. I mean, honestly, I don't like Trump. I think his conduct was deplorable today, but he went somewhere and answered some questions